Tin Hanim is the name given by the Tuareg to a 4th century woman of prestige whose monumental tomb is located in the Sahara at Abalisa in the Ahagar or Hogar region of Algeria. The name means literally she of the tents, but may be metaphorically translated as mother of the tribe, or of us all, or even queen of the camp. The camp may be referring to the group of tombs which surrounds hers. She is sometimes referred to as Queen of the Hogar, and by the Tuareg as Tama'akal, which also means queen. The Tuareg people count at about 2 million semi-nomadic people and live across the Sahara Desert, including in North African countries of Mali, Niger, Libya, Algeria, and Chad. Semi-nomadic means that the tribes travel with their herds on seasonal basis, but also have a home area where they grow food crops. The Tuaregs are part of the Berber group and are largely Muslim, and their traditional belief system and ritual overlap with Islam. But unlike in many other Islamic societies, most Tuareg women do not wear veils in public because men want to see their beautiful faces. Instead, men veil their faces, therefore bearing the name blue men of the Sahara, because the indigo dye of their turbans and cloth stains the skin with a certain blue color. The Tuareg people stand out from the rest of the Muslim countries by the way they treat their women. For example, not only are women allowed to have sex before marriage, they are allowed to have multiple sexual partners as long as they abide by the strict rules of privacy which govern their society. This means that young girls grow up with the same great freedoms as boys, a rare thing even in our so-called well-developed societies. The main rule of sex in the Tuareg society is respect of privacy, so all men should arrive at a woman's tent after dark and leave before sunrise. Unlike in so many other cultures, women lose none of their powers once they enter a marriage. Although it's not a matriarchal society, men still make the most independent decisions and influence politics in the Tuareg society. Women's opinions are highly valued, and one may even say that women play more of a behind-the-scenes role in the decision-making process. Tuareg society is also matrilineal, which means that families trace their bloodlines through the women rather than the men. According to the Tuareg beliefs, all women of Tuareg can be traced all the way back to their first queen. Tuareg people are joined in many small groups from the same family tree, and a queen is a person that's atop. Women own the tents and all of the animals, which are the main resources for the desert people. And like in the rest of the world, many marriages end in divorce here. Women get to keep most of the possessions, including tents and animals, as well as custody of all children. That means a divorced man has to return home to his mother. Surprisingly enough, there is no shame associated with divorce. Families often throw their daughters divorce parties to let other men know she is available again. Prenuptial agreement is also a common thing in the Tuareg society. Beautiful verses of poetry are produced by men of the Tuareg community in efforts to woo the women, who ultimately choose whom they want to wed. The women also make poetry eulogizing the men. There is a high romance in adultery, says Butler. The Tuareg tribe, who played a very significant role in camel caravan trans-Saharan trade until the 20th century, when railways and roads were introduced by colonialism, are known by anthropologists across the world for their progressive, women-centric practices. Today, however, this seems to be changing slowly. Facing the threat of ISIS in southwestern Libya and that of rising Boko Haram in Mali, Niger, and Nigeria, several Tuaregs have aligned themselves with extremist Islamic groups, and in this, their liberal culture is shifting. For instance, women have started wearing the hijab, which they claim is a fashion statement, but Butler has her doubts. It makes me very sad you can see the regression, she said. With the population of an estimated 1 million people scattered across different parts of northern Africa, the Tuareg tribe traditions represent a different kind of Islam, one with liberal ideologies and positive women rights and practices, and one which seems to be slowly seeing the negative effects of creeping ISIS and Boko Haram Islamic fundamentals.